good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. Boom. Today it's the Rant number 29, and we're going to be talking about work-life balance and the lack of it that I have. Are you ready? We're going to do it. We're going to oge. Hello, welcome to the show. That was an excerpt from my movie. The answer is 42. Is that what my movie's called? It's been so long since I've been working on it. It's something like that. I should check actually what the title of my film is. It's actually, you know what? I was working on it a couple of weeks ago, and it's getting closer to being finished. It actually, so there it is. There's the title screen. The answer is 42, and this movie I've been working on for, I don't know, for 5 years. It's nearly finished. Look at it. Look at all this stuff. It's all completely hand-drawn on an iPad and animated, and anyway, that's another story. Boom. You all doing well? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Hope you're all doing well. Yes. It is a Monday morning here in Australia. This Sunday for the rest of you. It is the Rant. We're going to be ranting a little bit today, but I'm not going to be telling you how to find work balance and all that jazz. You're going to help me find it. Okay? Is that a deal? Because I have no idea how to find it. Oh, look, here he is, the man of the hour. It's Peter Johns. I was out partying last night thanks to Jade. Mwah! Absolute pleasure. You know how much joy that brought me up? We're going to talk about this today because things like this bring me joy. This is work-life balance to me. Even though I didn't even leave my house, as you may know, my dear friend Pete Johns, without him, I wouldn't be doing YouTube. You know, I've known Pete for a long time, and he was one of the people who believed in me to help him with his channel when he was, you know, quite a few years ago, and that encouraged me to do this as well. And he gave me the belief that I could do it. And as you may know, our friend Pete and his partner Georgie, she's just had to deal with, you know, cancer and stuff, and she's beaten it. And last night I was able to hook them up with some tickets to go and see a dear friend of mine perform live. Look at this. I've even got the photo. Look at this. There they are. Look at them. Can I just say, Pete, did Stephen know you were going to send me this photo? Because he's looking at me like, hello, Jade. I know that look so many times. I've seen that look in the flesh so many times. It's a naughty one. So there we are. Pete and Georgie went and saw Stephen K. Amos, who I interviewed here on the channel, world famous comedian. He hooked up Pete and Georgie with some tickets last night to go and see him live because he's a good friend to me. I sent him a message and said, look after my good friends. I love them dearly. Go look after them. And 3 people there who I really love a lot. Fantastic human beings. All right, let's say hello to you all, and we'll get into this today because you guys are going to help me find my work balance life. There's Barry, Glenn, Pete Johns, Thomas Christ, Ella Gracilla, Hugh Caldwell, what's happening? We've got Ed B. Metal, Pookie Ann, hello. That was just before he whipped it out too. Dude, I don't need photos of that, Pete. I got a treasure trove already. Axiom, what's happening? Wow. Anyway, I said hi to Hugh, Chad Freeman. We got a fantastic featured artist today. Let me tell you that. She's coming on the show for an interview soon as well. You're going to love her, yeah? She's awesome. So if you want to click the little thing at the top here, you'll see Lizard Day. She's an Australian artist who I've been chatting with for a little while. See if she wants to come on the show, and she's coming on the show. We're going to play some of her music. It's good to see her getting some airplay on other people's shows as well. Good to see an Aussie getting her wares around. Who else do I see here? Audible video, 42 indeed. 42, the answer to life, the universe and everything. But is it? I don't know. I saw my dear friend right up the top too as well, Lady Campion, who will love dearly. Tremor Bear, what's happening? Tremor Bear. I think I've got most of you. If I've missed, just let me around the head. Fat Panda Cat, hello. All right, work-life balance. Does it exist? Does work-life balance actually exist? I don't know. I don't have the answers to this one. I have been thinking about this one for a while because here's the deal. I get a lot of you reach out to me and tell me you need to take a break. And I get it. I thank you all so very much. I know. Right? For as much as you, hey, please don't stop reminding me because I forget myself. But I do know deep inside that we need to take breaks and stop pushing so hard all the time. Now, when I used to work for other people, let me tell you about that work-life balance. See, it's hard to give a fuck about somebody else's business when. Does anybody else feel like that? Especially when you've come from the corporate world. Does anybody who ever works in the corporate world? Pookie, Peter Johns. She sure is. She sure is, Chad. Does anybody work in the corporate world? Oh, right. When you work in the corporate world, right, it's a very grey and dreary place to be a part of because it's corporation. Everything's bleak, and the only way up is to lick asses. It's just the way it is, and you have to be a part of the corporate cog and do all the things, and when you're in a corporate job, right, and you lick all the right holes to get to where you need to go, you actually do rise above the ladder. You can climb a corporate ladder very, very easy with the perfectly placed kissing lips. Trust me. But does it bring satisfaction? Because I've worked in a couple of really big industries, the television industry. I was an accountant for shows like Mythbusters and shows on the Discovery Channel, Taboo, and National Geographic. I worked on a television series called Deadly Women. I was only an accountant for these shows, right? But so if you didn't know, I used to work as an accountant for a company that made Mythbusters. And part of my job was to look after the American Express cards that the stars of the show had and the crews and stuff. And I would also have to ring up from Australia. If you didn't know, Mythbusters is actually an Australian program filmed in the US with US stars. It was anyway. But my job used to be don't get me wrong, I loved this job. It was a great job. I used to have to ring up companies and organize black powder and explosives and organize permits for explosives. If you ever saw the Mythbusters episode where they blew up a dump truck in the middle of a gorge or whatever it was like we'll call it a gorge, that'll do. I actually had to ring up and get the explosives for that, right? Now, that's a fun job. That was a job I used to come home from and go, man, I'm making a difference to the world. And not a lot of wiggle room to go up the ladder because, I don't really know much else from what the job I did. But I also used to work for a company called American Express. And even though it's a big corporation, American Express, I still don't have many bad words to say about it. I think I learned a lot from working at American Express, and I genuinely did care about the company. And I'll tell you why I cared about the company. Hello, Rhett. Poo-poo in my diaper. I'll tell you why I cared about American Express. Even though they're a big corporation, and most corporations are very, bleak. Hello, Princess, as well. Very, stone-faced and, all that stuff. You actually have a lot of power in a job like that at American Express to do things outside of the box. They have a thing at American Express called the blue box values. Their logo is a blue box, and every corporate company has values and such, yeah? So they want you to follow these values and corporate speak, right? But the one thing about American Express when I worked there was that they encouraged you to follow these rules in this box, but whenever you could, to break outside of the box. And I've never worked for another corporate company that encouraged that kind of thing. I'll give you an example, right? Where I used to work at American Express was with people who have titanium cards, and they have to pay $5,000 a year to own it. They are called Centurion cards. You can only get one by being invited to have one of these cards. It's very hoity-toity, one of these cards, right? And I used to work with a lot of those people. Very rich people who'd spend on their card 100, 200 grand, buy a fucking Ferrari on their card and then pay it off in a month. Anyway, we had somebody call in and say, my husband's a brain surgeon, a neurosurgeon. He lives in Germany. I'm here in Sydney. And my son has stolen my American Express card. So I'm ringing to report it lost. And I was like, well, that's a really bad son, isn't it? And she said, yeah, he's a terrible person. He's got a drug habit. He steals the card and uses it to buy drugs. And I was like, wow, the life of the rich. Anyway, instead of me cancelling the card, okay, I thought I'll just hold off for a bit because somebody might find this card. And my intuition paid off, and somebody found that card and rang in, and instead, and somebody else took the call and then called me and said, hey, you left some notes on this account. We've found this card. I was able to go to my boss and say, can I get a cab to go meet this person to go get this card off this person and go and buy that person lunch who found the card, right? And when I got there, they handed me the card and it was covered in cocaine. How do I know? Well, I licked it. Now, there's things, and you know what? We got the card. We took it back to the office. I took it back to the office, cleaned it up, cleaned all the cocaine off it that was on it. And was then able to put it in a cab and send it to the person, to the woman who was probably fucked up on drugs and, slippers. Anyway, but what I'm trying to get at is even though it was a corporate job, it was very accommodating to the mind to think outside of the box and be human and use your intuition and humanity and stuff like that, which is not common in a lot of jobs. So I was very happy working at that job, and it was a very well-paid job. And I can tell you, I was earning up to like about 200 grand a year with bonuses. But was I really happy? I'll tell you what, I didn't actually get in front. I was still struggling somehow financially and always sad. So do those jobs bring you happiness? Do they help you? I don't know. Maybe it was my mindset then. It could be a lot of different factors. You can't really say that it was the job that was causing the problems. There's probably, other factors, stuff like that. Hello, G-May. And who else have I missed? Greg O'Sullivan. Jenny, you walked in at the perfect time. It's always the perfect time because I'm just always uncouth and offensive to most people, which is the way I like it. Forest of the Wolf, hello. All right, so work. That's a little bit about work. Life's good. Life is up and down, isn't it? Yeah, this is right, Pookie. The more you make, the more you spend. I never found that the more money I had that I was able to get on top. I found I was actually exactly the same amount of debt. Hey, Leela. Same amount of debt as what I had when I was poor. So, in fact, I was probably sadder being still so much in debt, knowing that I earned so much money. Because then you get to the end of the year and go, wow, where did all that go? That's really depressing. Oh, man. So I haven't got a pot to piss in, and I earned 200 grand this year. Oh, fuck me. Damn, that's really horrible. And that can lead to some really sad times, realizing how much money you've pissed against a wall and you've got no idea it went. I'm sure Pookie knows that because she throws so much of her money at us weirdos here on YouTube, which we love you very much for. Oh, dear. Barry Glenn says, my first job was the Ministry of Agriculture, Fish and Food. Didn't last. Horrible people, horrible job. Well, that's the other thing about jobs, isn't it? You can have job satisfaction, can't you? You can land that job, land the work, that whatever it is that you want to do and be like, yes, I'm really happy doing this. But if you're surrounded by assholes at that job, man, it makes it really hard, doesn't it? Hey, thank you, Camp G-May. Thank you so much. Look, if you're surrounded by assholes, you're surrounded by shit. And there's nothing worse than working in a job, even if you hate it or love it. If everybody around you is a miserable piece of crap, you don't want to go in there, do you? You just don't want to be there. I'll tell you another job I had. I'll tell you about this. Oh, fuck, I'm going to dox myself. I'm not really going to. Let me just shame this company. I don't give a shit. Wonder if they still exist. I used to work for a company, folks, let me tell you. Does anybody know of a company called Reader's Digest? I'm sure you've heard of them. Let me give you an example of who Reader's Digest are. They're a company that if you ever unfortunately get your name attached to them on a mailing list, you're fucked. They will follow you to the end of the universe. You'll be at the restaurant at the end of the universe eating, and it'll be like, yes, I'm free. Nobody can find me here. And then you'll get an email, hi, it's us, Reader's Digest. We found that you're living at the restaurant at the end of the universe. And you're like, fuck off. How can you find me? Well, this company I used to work for, here they are here. They're called Magnamail. And look what they sell. Look at this junk that they sell. It's all such crap, right? And their catalogs that they send out, and they target old people. It's a real disgusting company, right? They target old people, and they, on the front of their magazines, they offer this. If you buy something from our catalog, you have the chance to win $20,000. And look at this. They've even got this page here that says Magnamail really does give away all those prizes. There's those who think that Magnamail is a scam. If you have to put this on your own website, that people think this is a scam, it's a scam. I don't give a shit. No, I used to work there. I know it's a scam. And the way they get you, right, is by... they actually draw the winners in advance. They make all the catalogs, and one catalog is the winner. And if that catalog nobody orders from, then there's no winner. But the way they word it on the catalogue is, you've already won, right? And everybody wins these pieces of junk that comes out with their crap that they sell. It's all rubbish. Look at this microwave egg boiler for fucking $12. It's a really bad company. They are fucking one of the most insipid companies I've ever worked for. Anyway, why are they, apart from all that stuff, right? The office that you work in has no windows. No windows. And everyone hates their job. There isn't even the opportunity to jump out the window. I swear to God, if you've ever worked in a building with people you dislike doing a thing that you dislike even more, and there's no light coming in, oh man, talk about Chad wants to order one of those egg boilers. Do you know when I quit this company too, I rang them up as Gladys Worthington, and I kept one of the girls there on the phone for an hour, and I ordered about 50 products worth about $9,000. And then when she asked me for my credit card, I was reading out my Medicare card to her over and over again. And she's like, that number's not working. I'm like, oh, but it should. It's my bank account. Because that's the kind of person I am when I seek revenge. I don't try and destroy the business. I just do a prank call, and then all the pain is gone. Yeah, even prisons have windows. Exactly. This is no shit. No shit. Anyway. All right. So why am I talking about this? Job satisfaction. It's important, job satisfaction. Let's look at some statistics. I'm interested in the statistics. Here's some statistics on job satisfaction. Top job satisfaction statistics for quick reference. These are employees are 13% more productive when they're happy. You think? Did we need a statistic for that? 60% of people report being detached from work. Well, that's none of these. I don't think any of these are surprising. 19% of employees define their work experience as miserable. Miserable. Is there anybody here in the chat who would describe their current work experience miserable? Oh, it was. I've still got the recording. If you want to hear it later, Campion, I'll send it to you. It was a happy prank phone call. I think it's on my SoundCloud. It's on my SoundCloud. 48% would quit their job if it prevented them from enjoying their life. Okay. 41% of employees consider their organisation's career advancement opportunities a very important factor in job satisfaction. Very important. So 41% of employees, not under 50%, think that it's worthwhile offering opportunities to their employees. That's really shit. How employee happiness has evolved over the last 5 years. So these are stats from 2023. Yeah. Let's see. So these studies, and look, these are all, is this the one? Yeah, so we've all got a whole lot of references down here, whole bunch of references, and these are all from statistics gathered from all around the world. So I try to choose things that have at least references at the bottom, because you can't just fucking go to Wikipedia. Trust me, if you go to Wikipedia for your information, I think you're a fucking idiot. But that's another story because I can go to Wikipedia right now and change it. A study by Tracking Happiness revealed that 20% of a person's life happiness could be explained by their happiness at work. The correlation did not fluctuate significantly between age and gender respondents. That significant proportion of life's contentment depending on how satisfied you are with your job. Yes, of course. But 27%. I think it is important that you are happy at your job. I think what you do should give you joy. And I think what's really bizarre is that we are taught, here in Australia, we got forced to do work experience, we call it here in school. So when you reach a certain level at school, they do 2 weeks of the year where you have to go out and do work experience. And they want you to pick a profession at the tender age of like 15 years old, where you're like, oh yeah, I'll go do that. How many people who go and do work experience at school and spend 2 weeks at their preferred job as a 15-year-old kid end up knowing what the fuck they want to do? I never understood it, right? So I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew was I wanted to play music. Hello, Mr. Smith. What's going on? Blankets. What kind of blankets? Try telling management about happy employees. I'm 100% more happy since sleeping till noon. Yes, absolutely. Although I don't do that. I get up every day. No, Barry loves the sheep dip. Barry, so if you don't know, Barry works in sheep dip. That's what he does for a job. He puts on gumboots and he trudges through sheep dip every day. What percentage of people are happy at work? Given the impact of job satisfaction on employees' overall life happiness, it's shocking to discover that 60% of people report being detached from work, while 19% defining their experience as miserable. Miserable. Wow. There's been, when I worked at Magnamail, I was miserable. Let me tell you that. I was really miserable. It was a very miserable job. But I'll tell you, when I got out of it, there was some joy at the end of that job because I left. See, so it's not all bad, right? Even though working there sucked, leaving was great. In fact, only 33% of employees consider themselves to be thriving at their overall well-being, while 44% of employees say they experience stress a lot of time at work. And what I was getting at before with work experience and being forced into something like that you don't really know what you want. Yeah, what is this happiness that we speak of? Here's the thing: work experience. Why wouldn't they encourage you to go and follow something that you want to do? This is the thing that's confusing about education to me, is that you aren't encouraged to follow the things that you like, the hobbies and the things, because there's work for that. It's why I became a singing teacher, right? Because I loved singing. So I got in and did that job. Unfortunately, the job you have to deal with people, and you can't just put a blanket over their head and hold them around the neck until they stop breathing. All right, that's good. No movement. Unfortunately, you can't do that. Am I on YouTube at the moment? Am I live? Did I just say that in front of everybody? That was my inside thoughts, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Sorry. Forget everything I said. I didn't want to murder my students when I was teaching singing at all. But you can find happiness in work if you look for. Here's another thing too. When I was at American Express, right? What I did, and this, I don't know why more people don't do this in their jobs. You can create your own positions in a job. If there's opportunities, if a company is offering you to, to move up a ladder, you can look around and survey the way things are going, trends are happening in your job, and you can actually manifest your own position. Good, you're all learning. Look at you all. Didn't hear a thing. Look, I love you all. You're so good. God. Oh, you're all now accomplices. Anyway, where was I? But you can manifest your own jobs, yeah? Hey, Deep Gravity. And at American Express, I did that because I noticed that there was a lot of room for, because American Express had just created an app, right? So, and online was becoming a thing. So I was able to put my hand up and go, hey, I reckon we should start a department for online services here, where we have a team that work within the other sections of the company to update everybody on how we reach out to people through social media. And I actually manifested my own job and created my own tag and my own position that had never been invented before. So you're able to do that, but, you know, people don't think about that. And that's exactly what this is, YouTube here. You know, manifesting your own job. YouTube gives you the space to do this kind of thing. We're at the halfway point, folks. I'm going to have to run the ad. Speaking of jobs, here's a word from our sponsor. If you'd like to avoid the ad, you can become a YouTube Premium member and pay an amount of money and avoid the ad. You may or may not get an ad. And we'll wait for you to come back. While we're waiting, we can talk about what's coming up on the show this week. Let me show you this, what's coming up on the show this week. No, I shouldn't be showing you that. That's stuff I don't need to show you because that's all secret. Oops. Tomorrow we're taking a look at Tape by Baby Audio. This is a tape saturation tool, yes? It's very, very cool. We'll be taking a look at this tomorrow. What else? Then the day after, we're taking a look at EG Notes. Has got an update, a whole bunch of major updates. So look how stupid I look in that thumbnail. What is going on? Anyway, so I'll be here looking stupid in my thumbnail as usual. So there's that. Thursday, the next one, I'm not sure what we're doing. I've got a couple of options. And then at the end of this week, we've got this idiot coming on the show. Yes, it's Cold Acre. He's actually coming to my house this time, I hope, and we're going to do a live in-studio interview with him sitting across from me so I can punch him in the face. And we're going to be talking about our friendship over the years and his music and how he's changed and all this stuff and how he's a prick and all this kind of stuff. It's going to be fun. Yeah. All right, welcome back if you got the ad and all this kind of stuff. Where was I going? I've forgotten where I was going. Oh, yeah, that's where I was going. I'm going over here to this thing here. So we had a little bit of look at statistics and stuff, right? But happiness. Are people really happy today? Can anybody define happiness? Happiness. Has anybody seen the film Happiness? It's not very happy at all. So, where was I? Here. Look at this. I want to just go here. Look at this map. Now, tell me what you see. Now, these colors. So, this color means not very happy, and this color means very happy. Right? And there's really none that are like 10. There's nothing. But if we go down to 9, there's nothing at number 9. It is a great movie, Chad. It's just not for everybody. Like, I wouldn't recommend Happiness for Lady Campion. You know what I'm saying? It's not. All right, but look at this one. Number 7. Have you noticed? Yeah? Where's all the happy people on the planet? Right here, mate. In Australia, mate. Right here, mate. What the fuck? Australia, mate. Yeah? So a lot of happy people in Australia and New Zealand, even though New Zealand's got volcanoes and earthquakes, so they're not very happy around those times. But Australia, yes, indeed. And look, not far behind is the rest of you weirdos. So let's go down the scale. Where is the unhappiness? Boom. So, dude, Silverchair haven't existed for years. It's time to move on. Daniel Johns is a weirdo. But look, there's that 0. There's nothing at 0, but look over here. Afghanistan's not a very happy place. Afghanistan's not doing so well. Damn, man. Ouch. So number 3 as well, South Sudan's not doing too well either. There's not a lot of happiness there. I'd like to see you, Chad, go over there to Afghanistan and tell them that happiness is a state of mind. Because I think for a reason there's a lot of unhappiness there. and probably, stuff I don't really want to go into here. But, Hey, Elliot Garage, doing another show on your app this week. Good to see you. Joe Dolce makes me happy. What the fuck? Joe Dolce. Oh, my good Lord. Hey, Many Vibes, good to see you. Yeah, I know, Lady Campion. I know. Hey, Chris Lane Sr. and Mateusz, what's going on? Poland? No, not in Poland either. Anyway, that's just interesting to see why. Happiness over time, finding values. This is a lot of statistics and stuff. The distribution of life satisfaction. It's funny here, they show, look at the world overall. It's a halfway mark. So people are indecisive. People are okay. They're so-so. Western Europe, higher numbers. So Western Europe's, pretty high with happiness. Southeast Asia, North America, 5. Everyone's around 5. Seems like the common Latin America, Caribbean, you got a fairly even distribution there. North America, 5. We've got an 8 here. Where's Australia? They don't put us in there because apparently we don't exist. Did you know that? Australia actually doesn't exist. I'm a figment of your imagination. Yeah, that would lead... ironically, I think the guy who wrote this article is unalived himself. Well, there's an inside scoop from Camp G, mate. Thanks, G, mate. Let's get some tips, shall we, from this Better Up. So with every one of these shows, I have to get an article from some fucking nobody, right? Because I love these ones. I love these articles. And there's no, stats or, sources or anything. I just love having one of these each time. How to have a good work-life balance. And look, doesn't that look like a good time right there? Look at that poor child being subjected to staring at a computer screen so early in their life. It's disgusting behavior. Anyway, let's have a look. What does work-life balance mean? What does it mean? Yeah, I don't exist because I'm in the future. Hey, I am a crystal ball. That's what I am, Pookie, for you. Setting boundaries. Some characteristics of a healthy work-life balance may include. Okay? Setting boundaries. This involves establishing clear boundaries between work and personal life by defining specific work hours and separating work-related tasks from personal activities. Time management. Effectively organising and prioritising tasks, ensuring that you allocate enough time for your responsibilities as well as personal pursuits such as spending time with your family, engaging in hobbies, or pursuing personal... This all sounds like a fucking robot wrote it. Stress management, implementing strategies to manage stress. Levels such as practicing mindfulness, engaging in regular physical activity, taking breaks and unplugging from the work-related activities when needed. Flexibility, having the ability to adapt and adjust your schedule to accommodate for unseen circumstances or personal needs without jeopardizing work commitments. Obviously, whoever wrote this has never fucking ran their own business. Fucking hell. Because none of this exists when you're self-employed. I'm telling you. None of this. That's true. None of it. It's rubbish. You are constantly switched on to your own business, constantly thinking about it, because if it doesn't work, you go under. It's all on your shoulders. Nobody else. There's no company to sit there and go, oh, well, their stock markets, everything's doing all right for them. I'll still have a job tomorrow. No, when you're self-employed, all this shit goes out the window, I believe. And you just are continuously under stress. Or you do stupid things like going on walks up hills for hours on end. You know what I'm saying? But, so Let's talk about this now. What is an unhealthy work-life balance? Being self-employed. There you go. That's an unhealthy work-life balance. Constant overwork, regularly working long hours, including weekends and holidays. Wow, who wrote this? Without sufficient time to rest, relaxation, or personal activities. Neglected personal life. What is a personal life? Can anybody tell me what a personal life is? I jest, of course. Sacrificing personal relationships, hobbies, and leisure activities due to excessive work demands. Burnout. Man, I know a lot about this one. Burnout. Yet, take a walk. Yeah, that's really working well for me. Burnout, experiencing physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion due to chronic stress and work-related pressure. This is all me. Somebody's just written my name in here. Lack of self-care, failing to prioritize self-care activities such as exercise, adequate sleep, and leisure time, resulting in deteriorating physical and mental health. Strained relationships, experiencing difficulties in maintaining healthy relationships with family, friends, and loved ones due to work-related commitments. So this is basically the ingredients of being self-employed right there. Right there, that is it. Signs of an unbalanced work-life dynamic. You can't stop thinking about work when you're not at work. Good God. It should really be work-life sleep balance. Yeah. Yep. Oh, man. Your relationships, both inside and outside work, are beginning to suffer. You may be easily irritated with co-workers. I don't know about co-workers, but I'm easily irritated. Let me tell you that. Very easily irritated. You feel off. You have an unexplained aches and pains. You may rarely have energy to find it difficult to focus when at work. Well, that's not true, because even when you're like, I'd have no energy, you have to focus at work or you're fucked. When you're not at work, everything seems uninteresting or unimportant. Man. You spend a lot of money outsourcing support. Well, I don't do that. I spend a lot of money on stupid cameras that I probably don't need. Jerry says, thank God I'm retired. You struggle to take time off. This is the one. You struggle to take time off when you're sick, mentally strained, or when you need to take... How do you get around these things? This is the thing. When you are trying to maintain your own business, I don't understand. I'm struggling to try and work out how to get around these things, right? Because it's a constant battle to keep the show rolling, to keep it moving along, to keep it interesting, to keep all this kind of stuff. You must remind yourself at all times that we value and care for you. Thank you so much. And I feel very valued by this community, by this large group of... I feel that. I'm not complaining about like doing YouTube or anything like that. What I am saying is it is incredibly hard to find the time to even just take a break. Right? Because no matter what, and this isn't like, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, I think most of you know this. When you love something, when you put your heart and soul into something, it's not work. It's still work, right? Because you have to get up and do it, but you love doing it. And there's even more passion than going to some job for somebody else, right? The passion is so deep that you want your baby to be better and engaging and interesting, and you want to keep it evolving and try and give more. And it's really hard when you're a very passionate person. I guess it's different if you're not so passionate. I mean, if you're a fucking soulless piece of shit, you're probably just going to make AI videos going, hello, today Johnny Depp did this. I mean, I should just do that maybe. Those channels make way more, get way more views than me. All right. what is the point of this show today? I'll tell you what the point is. I don't have the answers. I don't know. I'm 51 years old and I don't know. I just prefer to say this. 42. Every day is you get up and you take it for what it is, and you hope that around the corner you might learn something and be able to get some time off eventually. Because I've got some plans to take some time off. I'm going to go and go to Thailand maybe, but then I'm going to go and film. So I'm going to be creating content while I'm away. See, this is the thing. And I'm going to go to Adelaide in a few weeks. Go hang out with my friend Pete there in the chat. And I'm going to work as well and film some content. So is it real? Do you actually ever get any time off? I don't think so. Pete, let's ask Pete. Pete is here. I find this... Pete's got, what, 130,000 subscribers. Pete, do you think you, since doing this on YouTube for so long, has it got easier? Do you feel like you've got more time off now? I know he does have more time off, but the thing is he working during those days off? Because that's the thing. I tell you, the one thing about YouTube I have got really used to now is that besides other jobs, I've been able to fall into a schedule. This has been one of the only jobs I've ever had. I'll tell you why it works. I love doing this. I sound like I've been bitching, but I love this so much. I love doing this every day. This part of the YouTube thing, being in here for an hour or an hour and a half every day, this is the bomb. This is the shit. I love it. I love sitting here and just being a fool, having a laugh, seeing so many wonderful people, getting to hear your music, getting to share things. This is the bomb. This is what I live for here on YouTube. It's just, I'm so lucky to be able to do it. But, it could be gone tomorrow. It could be gone because YouTube, they're the ones in control. I'm just making content, and if my content's not good enough, no one's going to watch. But it's where the real hard work is the stuff you don't see. This is the thing about YouTube. When you really in the position of trying to make a channel work, it's the away from the show. It's the emails, it's setting up shows. There's a lot of moving parts. It's just a lot. And this has been the only job that I've ever done that I think I've only missed 2 days work since doing this in nearly 4 years. 2 days. I've not woken up on time, but still done the show, even though I was a little bit late waking up. Every day on this, I've gotten up every day that I've said I would for nearly 4 years at a ridiculous time of 6 a.m. Like I do this show, folks, every morning at 8 a.m., right? And most people, when they leave the job, the workforce and to go into doing this, they do this so they can, get out of bed later and have a easy. I get up at 6 a.m. and I never miss it because I love it. So it's been very easy for the first time in 51 years on this planet, to get up and do this every day. Like I get up every single day, 2 hours before I'm alive. But when I worked for other companies, oh man, the most times I lost jobs was for tardiness, for not turning up, for sleeping in, because I never want to get up in the morning and have to get up and travel to a fucking job. I hated that the most, traveling, the worst part of it. But this, I'm absolutely fine with. Never miss a day. 2 days, I think. The other thing is, so I have my schedule is get up early, do the show, and each night, about 6, 7 o'clock, it varies, come up here to the studio and do work for at least, I say 2 hours, but it ends up being 4 hours to 5 hours a night of setting things up, interviews. There's a lot. But you've got to do it, don't you? If you don't do it, you're fucked. This is the thing. This is the responsibility. It's not like you can just call in and go, I've got a day off. Fuck off. You have to do it. And if you put it off, you're fucked. So I think that's the thing. So I'll tell you, I don't have many regrets in my life, but the one regret I do have is that I didn't do this sooner. Didn't follow my dreams sooner and do something like YouTube. So work-life balance, can you find it? I don't think so. It's because you know what? Life changes like that. Ups and downs, happiness, sadness, emotions. One day you're crossing the road, next day there's a hurricane. It's really hard to find balance. I think the best piece of advice one of my partners ever said to me was that, listen, Jade, the world is like this. Right? Like this. And all you need to do in life is to make life like this. So I took up rap dancing. And ever since, I've been a hip-hop rapper, and I started doing the worm, and everything's been perfect. No, but in all seriousness, it's like getting those huge waves down to just moderate waves, you know, and trying to not get the ups and downs that come, not have them so big and crazy and so. Honestly, I don't have the answers. I don't have any answers. If you've come here for them, you're probably more confused than anything else. Right? And that's what I'm here to do, to confuse you, confound you, and leave you, send you off into the world more confused than ever before. And if I've done that for you today, then my job is done, because I'm just a fucking musician. That's all I can do. And speaking of fire beats, Pete Johns is up next playing your music live. Hey. And he's got some great music to play, just like I've got some great music to play for you now, because I'm going to get out of here now. I've given you no answers. Yeah. And I'm not here to give you answers. I'm here to talk nonsense and hopefully give you a giggle and, you know, because life's not that serious, is it? Life's pretty straight without twisties, is what I say. So let's play some music and get out of here. As I said, we got a lot of cool stuff coming out. I don't know if there's going to be a walk with me this week. I said there wasn't going to be, but I found this place that's just 20 minutes away from me that looks rad. It's a reservoir. So I might go down there for a little bit and just do a short episode of Walk With Me. There'll be a lot of pre-recorded stuff on the channel on this weekend. My opening hour will be pre-recorded, because I've got to go out and do some things and meet up with some people, which is going to be fun. Yeah? Going to be fun. Get to meet up with some people who some I haven't met before and some I've met before. And I'm really excited. So I'm going to go and have beers with people. Again, work balance. Go out, and I'm trying to go out more and do things away from here as well. But this particular artist I've been in contact with for a little while now. Man, she's an Australian artist. Her story is fucking amazing. She's coming on the show very soon. Her name is Lizaday, and let me just stop that. She's an Australian artist who has, such an incredible story. Just to give you briefly about this beautiful artist, she was diagnosed in, I think it was 2017, with a thing called unilateral vocal cord palsy. And good God, she was told she would never speak again, let alone sing. And she has come back and defied the odds and is now still singing, still making music, and better than ever before. And we're going to have her on the show in a couple of weeks' time and find out her story and hear her amazing music. And this is just a sample of her music. This is her latest track that is on YouTube. There's a pinned comment. You should go and check her out. Trust me. If you like Portishead or Kim Hardin Hudson, or there's a lot of different styles to this artist. This is called Alone With My Ghost. And I'll bounce you all over to Pete Johns. Thank you, Chad, very much. I'm so glad I saw you playing her stuff too, my friend, because she's an awesome artist. Liz a day. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. I'll see you over at Pete's for YML. This is Alone with My Ghost. It's wicked.
With my ghost. Maybe it's time for starting over. Maybe it's time to change. Maybe it's time to gain composure. Maybe I light the flame. Maybe it's time to be forgiven. Maybe it's time to learn. Maybe it's time to try forgetting. Maybe I burn it down. It's strange. Funny how I forgot to breathe when I fall